Hi guys, welcome to another Python tutorial video. In this video we'll be learning about dictionaries in Python. So what are dictionaries in Python? So dictionaries are another way to store a collection of things, a collection of data. So remember in the last video we talked about list, and in defining a list we started with something like, say, a list, and then we said equal to, and we just gave it a list of countries, for example, India, Nigeria. Alright, and so we did something like this, and we said this is a list, and then we went to assessing the values or the elements in a list. For example, let's say we want to have India printed to screen. We just have to assess the value of the list by saying list and the index number of the list. Okay, now in the case of dictionaries you can also store a collection of things, but in this case you have to store those things with a key value pair, right? So what do I mean? For example, you can have a person, okay, being stored in a dictionary, and how you do that is that you say a person, so this is the name of this dictionary, right? Then a person is equal to, and then you have to write the characteristics or the features of the person, but in this case you have to use these curly brackets, okay? So you have to open and you have to close the curly brackets right here in your programming language. And how do you now start defining the characteristics of the person? Let's say a person has a name, so the name is going to be a key, right? And then you have to give it a value, so that's a key and a value pair. And then the value of this name can be anything, for example, John, right? And you have this particular key value pair has been entered already, and you put a comma and then you add more. For example, the person also can have age, right? And the person's age can be 32, and then the person also can have a country, for example, remember you have to put a comma there, and the person's country can be what? India, okay? The person's country can be India. So let's say I have a dictionary with a key value pair, and the first key is name, the value is John, the next key is age, the value is 32, and so on and so forth. Now remember guys, it's very easy. This is called the key, right? Why this is called the value. So in Python you have a way of looping through this, okay? You can get the name of the person, you can get the age, you can access the country, you can change the name of the person or the age or the country, you can delete. So you also have a bunch of methods available to you that you can work very well with dictionaries, right? So you have a bunch of methods available to you to actually work with this right here, okay? And this right here simply makes up what we call dictionaries, okay? So this is what dictionaries are all about. This first one, just list, while this is dictionaries. So get right into our command prompt, and then open up our code in our Visual Studio Code, which is our preferred IDE for learning Python programming. So I'll see you on the other side, guys. Next thing, I'll fire up my command prompt, right, using my Windows and arrow key, and then I will simply go into my desktop. So I'll simply enter, oh sorry guys, so enter into your desktop, and I'll clear that once again, and I'll just create a file, okay? and I'll just call that file dict.py, and the next thing, I'm going to open that file in my Visual Studio Code, right? Okay, so I'll hit enter, and fair enough, that file is created immediately and is opened up in my Visual Studio Code. And for now, I have nothing inside the file. So let's go with the example which I created. Okay, and I said I created a person dictionary, and that person, I gave the person some values. So I said person, and I said, of course, I said make the person's name. So remember, we have to put that inside this quotes, and I said the person's name should be what did I call it? I called it John, right? And I said the person should have age, okay, and I said the person's age should be 32, okay, and I said the person should have for example height, EIHEIGHT. The person should have height, and the height in inches 6.5, so that's 6.5 inches, right? And then what else can the person have? For example, the person can have a value of married, okay, and we just call it false. So we just say married false. All right, so this is the person dictionary right here. You have a key and you have a value. You have simply created a person dictionary. Now let us start working with this dictionary. So the first thing I want to do is just print person, so you can see exactly what person is, right? So I'm going to call up this my command prompt and just clear this, okay, and yeah, I'm going to print it out to screen. So because you know how we run our code by now, you just have to say python dict.py, and then you hit the enter key. And I have an issue right here. So what's the issue I have, guys? I forgot to separate add my commas, okay. I forgot to add my commas here because I'm doing this on the fly, guys. Ctrl+S and call this back up, clear this, and hit enter. So you can see I have name John. In fact, I have the dictionary being printed out to screen. Now let me show you that this is indeed a dictionary. If I say type, right, and I say what's the type person, right, and I save this, I call back my command prompt, guys, and then I just see what I have printed out to screen. I see class dict, which is short for dictionary, okay. Now so let's start assessing the values in person. Now let's say I want to assess the value. Remember, in when assessing the values for a list, you had to use the index. Now in dictionaries, you can access dictionaries, but since you don't have index, what you have is key. So you access the values for list using the key, okay. So this is the key. So person name, right, Ctrl+S, and let's see, right, we do this, hit enter, and you see name, you get John right there, okay. Good. Now let me just access more values in this person, okay. So I'm just going to say person and I'm going to say age, okay, person age S, and you can guess what this will print out. The first one print out John, the next one print out the person's age, okay. Now on the next line, I'm going to go ahead and call the person's age once again and change the person's age, right. So I'm just going to say person, and then I'll say age. Okay, and remember guys, the age here was 32, so I'm just going to change the age now to 34. Let's say I want to correct the person's age, so I'll change the age to 34. I'm going to save this, right? And then I want to add another value, so I can easily do person, right? And remember, country is not here at the moment, so I can do person.country, right, which is not in existence, and I can say country should be India. So I'm just going to save that, and now let's print person. Okay, let's print, sorry guys, so let's print person.age. Let's print person's age right here, and here let's just print what person is currently. Okay, so we'll print the complete we'll print the complete dictionary right here on the last line. So I'm going to call this up, and if I have no errors, okay, I have no errors in my code, and I clear this and I run this runs smoothly. Now you can see what we have, that on the first line here, on the first print statement, we're having print person.name, which is John. The next one, we're having print person age, which is 32. Now we change the age right here on this line. We change the age to 34, right? You can see that when we print it on the next line here, we change the age and we added country. And when we printed the age on the next line, you can see the new age is now 34, right? And then we now said print person, and we added country. And now person dictionary has name John, a key, age, and height, married, false, country, India. Okay, so good. Now I'm just going to clear the first two print statements, so we don't have too many things to deal with, and we're changing the age. Now let us also change one more value and then print it right there. Okay, so we're changing the age, we're adding country, and let's change one more value. So I'm just going to say person, right, and then you open this as usual, and then you can change the married. So let's say John from India decides to get married. Okay, so you can change the married status to true, and I'm just going to save that. So we're changing age 34, we're changing married to true, we're saying add the person's country as India, right? And we're printing person right here. So we're not saying anything. Control S, we just print the dictionary and see what we have there. So I'm just going to clear that and then print the dictionary one more time, and you see our new age is 34 against 32, and our married becomes true instead of false, and then we've added one more, country. Now the same way you have methods, okay, same way you have a lot of methods in your list, so you have also a bunch of methods available to you, which you can work with, which you can a bunch of methods available to you to work with dictionaries in Python. For example, if you just do person.key, right, so person.keys, and you save that, okay, now what you get is you come here and let's just print this out. So we add a print statement, and we call this Ctrl S, call this, and you can see the dictionary underscore keys. You have name, age, height, married. So this just prints out the keys in this dictionary, okay, and then you can choose to maybe save that and do whatever you want with it. Now, what else do you have? You can have the values being printed out. Okay, so I can save that. Okay, and I can save that, and I can come here. Remember that the person.keys is a list now. You see that? So you can see that person.keys is a list, and I can have person.values as well. Okay, and I can print that, and you see person.value is also a list. Now what you can do is you can actually loop through and then print out each value. So I can say for every value in, then I can say person.value. For every value in person.value, okay, person.values is, it has to be S, right? I can just say print that value screen. Okay, so if I save this, right, and then I come back to my command prompt, I clear this. If I run this, you see that the values John 6.5 and false, which I have here, will be printed to screen. Okay, now the same way you can say for every key. Okay, you can also say for every key in person.keys, KEY, and you save that, print not the value this time, but print that key. So Ctrl S, and then if I run this, you're going to see I have the keys being printed at name, age, height, and married. Now, what other thing can I do? I've shown you how to add to this. Now, the last command I'll show you is the del. Okay, so you can actually delete a particular data from this person dictionary. How do I do that? Using the del command. Okay, now the del command, I just have to call it, and I'll say person. Okay, and then I have to reference if I just add person, that means I'm going to delete this dictionary. Okay, I have to say I want to delete the person's marital status, for instance, and maybe I feel that, oh, marital status should be private. So what I can do is say person.married. Okay, not dot. Okay, so person, and you reference married, and S, and then I'll now print person here, so you can see exactly what person is looking like right now, and save that and call this up once more. And let's first clear this so we have a very clear screen to work with. Okay, and then I'll call this, and you see that married, boom, is gone from the dictionary. So I just have the name and the John key value, age 32, height, and 6.5 values in this dictionary right now. So thank you for watching the dictionary session, guys, with me. Please do well to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and in the next video we'll start talking about object-oriented programming concept, and I promise you it's going to be the best video you have out here on object-oriented programming in Python. So stay tuned, guys. Please share this video so we can have more people learning Python and doing great things and solving great problems with Python programming language. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.